Welcome back. Now, the political climate in Edo State is heating up as Governor Monday Okpebholo faces mounting allegations challenging the legitimacy of his administration. The September 21st, 2024 governorship elections, which brought him to power, is under intense scrutiny. The People's Democratic Party contends that the election was marred by irregularities, including overvoting and assets that the All Progressive Congress is struggling to defend results in court. Conversely, the APC maintains that the election was free and fair, dismissing the PDP's claims as unfounded.
And now to delve deeper into this controversy, we have with us Chris Nehikhare. He is the Publicity Secretary of the PDP in Edo State. I would also want to inform you that we were supposed to have the Publicity Secretary for the APC in Edo State, and that's Mr. Lawrence Okah, but unfortunately, we've not been able, got a hold of him, but it looks like he may not be joining us during this course of this conversation. But let us also extend a right of reply as we start this conversation that the APC is more than invited to please come and take their own side of it, because we're looking for, our goal here is a balanced conversation as much as possible. But Mr. Chris, many thanks for joining us, and once again our apologies for keeping you waiting. But let's just get right into it, because we understand that you're pressed for time. Now, the PDP has alleged that the September 21st election was rigged, citing instances of overvoting and result manipulation. And I mean, if you were to provide us, specifics supporting these claims, let's start there.
Well, first and foremost, I think thank you very much for having me this morning. And I'm happy, glad to be here, and we are always happy to let the Nigerians know what exactly happened on September 21st last year. And from the evidence we see, from reports, from the reporters, from all the newspapers and everybody that is doing it, telling independent, I think that's where you can get the true story from. You can see that PDP was actually very prepared for the election. You can see that PDP won that election with the lawful base. And now what has happened is that INEC became an accomplice in the House. They deliberately falsified results. They deliberately refused to fill in certain forms that are supposed to be filled in while elections are about to take place. They deliberately changed results for the beneficiary of the APC candidates. And these are the things we have proven in courts with documents, even from the same INEC. We've got documents, result documents, as in the certified copies of the results that were uploaded into the INEC. And I think for clarity, this is as soon as the elections are finished at the unit level. Once you count the results, once you determine what the results are, then you snap it and upload to INEC. And that is how election results are monitored. And as a party and as the people in Edo State, we have no problem at all with the election in terms of the vote violence. We were not complaining about the vote buying, of course, but we're not complaining about that because at the unit level, it was almost properly organized. By the time about 95–96% of the unit level results have been uploaded to INEC, of course, both parties have their situation rooms where they monitor these uploaded results, and all Nigerians also have access to that website. And then when you add up the results from each of the local governments across the state, PDP was coasting to victory, and we're in celebrating mood. And then the APC and INEC, when it dawned on them, that in spite of their negative campaign, in spite of the amount of money they have spent, and in spite of the vote buying that they were losing, APC, now in collusion with INEC, now decided to start formulating results. And that is why we are challenging results that came out from the coalition centers.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Nehikhare,
the errors were made. For instance, where PDP had, let's say, 70 votes, APC 39 votes, the INEC man at the coalition point just add 4 to the APC votes to make 439. This was arbitrary. When you add up the results from the units, it definitely at no time did these results add up to what we had at the collation center. And that is what we are reporting. We have documentary evidence. All the results from the unit level, all the results from the INEC, all these are certified by INEC. And we help them to do the calculation properly in case it was by mistake they made the errors. So as they correct it, what we're asking the tribunal to do. Look at these, make this correction, and then declare the person that has the highest number of illegal votes.
Okay, Mr. Nehikhare. Mr. Nehikhare, now you were one of the people that, you were actually the person that put out that claim. However, I'd like to know what the PDP or what even your interpretation of the tribunal's proceeding thus far is regarding the admission of overvoting.
The definition of overvoting is when the number of accredited voters is less than the total number of votes that are recorded into the result sheets. For example, we all have time when the voting started and when the voting ended. We all have time to be there and we give our viewers to verify and control the number of the voting. And like in my unit, about 120 of us were accredited as voters. Now, when you add the total sums of the voters from all the political parties, APC, PDP, Labour Party, and all that, when you add the total number of votes, it must not exceed 120. Because even from ECFA is asked number of accredited voters. It also asks number of voters in the unit, because all the units have the total number of voters.
Mr. Nehikhare.
Everybody recommends.
Mr. Nehikhare.
People about 500 registered voters, but about 120 of us.
Now, Mr. Nehikhare, I had earlier asked what your interpretation of the tribunal's proceeding is regarding this case of overvoting. Does it buttress the points that the PDP was trying to make from before?
Certainly. It was clear. Now, in areas where, like the example I gave you earlier, where I talked about adding 4 to make 435, but we will still see that it was not even clever enough to change the number of accredited voters. So now, when you see accredited voters 120, and then you are seeing the number of voters, because you added 4 to now get almost 600, and then it's clear that there was a manipulation and inflation. And then that is what is being defined as the overvoting. And then we have said, wherever this overvoting is noticed, wherever it has taken place, the role and the electoral act is clear. Those votes or the vote from that unit is cancelled. And that's what we're asking for. Cancel these votes wherever overvoting is taking place. You cannot have 120 votes accredited and then you have the number of votes 600. It's impossible unless, of course, we have manipulated it. And that is the crux of our case. And we have done that calculation. Our experts have done it, different people have done it, and they've all said that INEC actually made grave errors and now the wrong person at the winner document. And that's what we're asking Tribunal to do. Correct this as errors made by INEC and declare Okpebholo as the winner of the election.
Speaking of these errors that you're talking about, specifically when it goes to the results, INEC was unable to present any witnesses to defend the election results from September 21st, 2024 for the off-cycle elections for the Edo gubernatorial elections. It just makes me wonder what implications this may have for the PDP's case.
I think what it has done, it has confirmed our case. If INEC had not made mistakes, INEC would have brought witnesses to tell the court, to tell Nigerians that these are the correct results. But they knew that they made great errors, that they knew they made great mistakes. And that is why they could not call any witness. They are the ones that provided us with the cities in the certified copy of the results for the givers, for the IRS, and for the coalition and all the results. They gave them to us. And those are the things we gave to the court as our evidence. Now, INEC also now gave those same things to the court as evidence. Now, but of course, they dare not involve somebody to come and contradict their own documents. But they gave it to us. We have told them, look, maybe you made a mistake, maybe you did deliberately. But whatever has happened, this result will not reflect the true result. And INEC is supposed to come out, all guns blazing, to say, Your Honor, my Lord, we voted, these are the true results. But they did not, they could not. Because they were caught in the lie and they were caught in stealing.
Okay.
And that is why we think the judges, the tribunal, the judiciary must take this thing very seriously to stop any other thing like this happening ever again in Nigeria.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the judiciary. Would you say you have faith, or does the PDP have faith thus far in the tribunal?
As a political party, our candidates and deputy candidates being lawyers, we have implicit faith in the judiciary. We have no other option but to go to the court to seek redress. There's nothing else we can do. So we believe that with evidence provided, because they've made it easier for the petitioners this time around for the electoral law.
Okay.
That these things are evidence-based. And we have provided the evidence to prove every single point we have made. And
so to be clear,
the judiciary will look at it dispassionately and make the right decision.
So to be clear, you have faith in the tribunal. However, what would happen in case the tribunal does not go in the favor of the PDP? What other legal action could the PDP take?
There's the tribunal, there's the appeal, and there's the Supreme Court. Those are what is known to law, what the law of this country. And as a political party, we will abide by the law because we believe and we know that with the evidence we have given and with the caliber of people that have managed the judiciary, especially at this point in time, we believe they will reach the right decision. So there's no other alternative but to the right decision to be reached at all times, especially in this case, so that other elections are not disrupted. So that people can trust the electoral system to elect their leaders. So that people, we are helping people don't want to come out to vote now, not because they don't want to determine their leaders are, but because they believe the system does not allow them to determine who their leader will be. But when the courts come out this time around to put a stop to this kind of shenanigans, I can assure you, you will get more voters coming out to vote to exercise their conscience. And then we'll have a better democracy and have a better way to elect leaders that will lead us. And the quality of leadership is definitely improved. So the judiciary has a serious role to play, and I believe they are playing that. We have a new CTN, we have people that grew up under the military regime and resisted democracy, resisted dictatorship. We don't want it to happen now under democracy.
Speaking of the electoral process itself, and particularly the electoral umpire, INEC, in this situation, and their failure to present a witness to back up the elections declaration for September 21st, what do you think the next step will be now, either for the APC or the PDP moving forward in this tribunal proceedings? What is the PDP preempting from both parties?
I'm sorry, I lost you. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was asking about, the PDP in terms of the actions that the PDP expect from the INEC or APC moving forward, just regarding this tribunal proceedings, as the INEC was unable to bring forth a witness to back the election declaration results for September 21st, 2024.
Well, first of all, I think at this stage in Nigeria's democracy, at this stage of our development, any organization that is supposed to superintend elections and these kinds of complaints, this kind of petitions coming out, and then you refuse to come and defend it, I think first of all, the management of the organization should be arrested and prosecuted. It's clear. If it happened in an office, in the private sector, if it happened there, the management will have been dealt with by now. But we cannot allow government to be where people get away with murder. Serious action will be taken. Yes, I remember the chairman of INEC, just before the Edo State election, he did say they have learned from the mistake they made in Edo at the point of collation. I think that answers the question. I think INEC should have also gone back and brought the witness, and brought their chairman as a witness, to also tell the tribunal, yes, he made mistakes in Edo, I made assertion to that when we were conducting on it. It should come up to say it, not deny and push the ball to APC. APC, all they did was to probably, it's alleged that APC influenced INEC to do that, and that is why APC is the beneficiary of this fraud. So it should be done. Now, only recently, a professor in Akwa Ibom State was sentenced to prison for this kind of thing, and it shouldn't end there. At this point in time, I expect that the people who did the collation, who did the adding up of this wrong number, they should be charged to court already. We don't have to wait for the courts to determine whether PDP won or APC won. But once that we established, if it's a thing that collation was wrong, was deliberately changed, those people responsible, we know their names. We know who they are. They should be by now be with police, making statements, and the process for their prosecution should have begun.
Now,
that's how we see it.
Mr. Nehikhare, we actually were hoping to have the APC representative here, but we couldn't have them. I was going to ask regarding the reaction from the APC regarding the tribunal witness who told about overvoting, but unfortunately he's not here. But would like to say thank you very much, Mr. Chris Nehikhare, for giving us your morning and having this conversation with us. We'll continue to come back for more detail regarding this as the tribunal continues.